All right, so here's the video that takes care of the Fireboard app and how it connects to the controller, what you can do with the app, what all the different screens mean, how you can set alerts, how you can do all the stuff. There's stuff in words on the websites about how to do the quick start fold out that you get with the pellet smoker from Lone Star Grills. It's all in there, but I'm just going to go through it here for you. If you want to, the video is going to be indexed, so if you want to jump ahead, you want to come back to it, whatever it is. If you see a super thanks down there and want to throw a couple bucks my way, I appreciate it, because as you can tell, this is a long, laborious project. So there's going to be another video on the spark, one on the probes. Look for those somewhere around here, and all right, here we go. When you open the app, then you automatically come up with the current session. So I just want to point out a few things. So here we are in the app. I have an Android, so that's why you see all the stuff at the top. Yep, Fireboard, share, detail, drive, settings, auger, speed, mode, running, pit temperature, set point. Here's my two probes temperature. This is the big cook map, but I want to start with settings down here. So here's where you go to add your Fireboard initially. After you create your account, you would go to add Fireboard here, and then if you're near a Fireboard, then it will display the serial number of the Fireboard or spark that you're near. Here you click on that and add, but in this case I'm not adding a Fireboard. You can see my Lone Star Grills, which I have named Lone Star Grills. You can see its signal strength, the battery of it. You can see the spark. The spark is now off, so you can't see the signal strength or the battery of it. If I wanted to manage these devices, then I could go here. I could change the device name. I can manage Wi-Fi, so once the device is connected through Bluetooth, then I would go here to connect and change the Wi-Fi settings on the Fireboard itself. Here's my drive settings. Is basically I can shut down the pit or turn on lid detection. If I wanted to, control channel, you can see is channel 7. I can change that if I want to through advanced settings here, where I can pick whichever channel I want. That's the advanced settings. All right. So with that said, my device log is here as well. It gives me all the information about my device. If I was going to send that to Fireboard or anyone, I could set the screen contrast, the degree type, the Fahrenheit or Celsius, my smart temp filter. Not exactly sure what that is. Backlight, LED, timeout, you know, and then my probe configuration. If you're going to have some different types of probes plugged into your Fireboard, then that's where you'd go to set it and to send device logs to Fireboard for advanced settings. So anyway, there's the device management for that. All right, now I can do my account settings right there. Current temperature notification. This means on my home screen will the current temperature, while I'm in session, the temperature will always be displayed on the home screen. And I like to leave that on because I like to know what it is during my cook weather glance without having to open up the phone and go into the app. These are all links to the web. It'll take you, open up your browser and take you to a web page. And that just goes to Fireboard Labs or documentation page. let's go through the menu settings here. That was the settings tab that I clicked on there. That's what the settings are in the app. I just hit the hamburger up here at the top, and it's refresh devices or exit app. So let's go back to the dashboard. If I click on sessions down here at the bottom, I can see all of my historic sessions, everything else. If I go to programs, this is where I can actually add a program. If I click on, say, temp program, then you can see where I can set different settings. If I edit this, the set port temperature be 225. The target temp for the brisket probe would be 195 here. Or I could set the duration, or I could set the temp and duration, whichever one. I can delete the step. There's always a hold step at the end, so if I added a step here, click add step, and set my set point temperature for 200. And it's going to be a target temp. So when pork butt reaches 195, I can change that by saying here, it gives me a list of channels. So when pork butt meets 195, then I want to change my set point temperature to 200. That's how we go back. You don't even have to save. When I just hit the back arrow up there, now it automatically adds it. Like I said, this hold, the last step is always a hold, so it's going to add that in front of it. I can pick this up and move it around if I want to. And notice now that's gone by. I would hit start program and it would take over the grill and go. And notice that it's on LSG. That's my LSG. I can run this program on the LSG or Spark, or if I have multiple fireboards, it doesn't matter. So that's what drive programs are for. The Learn More takes you to the documentation page here, and these are the different drive programs. I can run them, edit them, add a new drive program, whatever I want to do. Call it whatever I like. The Analyze. This is a saved analysis, or I can start a new analysis. So let's start a new analysis. Let's do a predictive analysis. Okay. Title, predictive pork butt, channel, pork butt, target temperature, 203. Resume analysis. And now this tells me that I've been cooking since 9:46 a.m. It's now 12:36 p.m. And somewhere between 4 o'clock and 9 p.m. is when I'm going to hit my target temp. The current temp of the pork butt's 145, and then ETA range, or I can do a straight line. So based on the temperature rise, if I just draw a straight line, then it looks like at 423 it'll be done. So you can do these for each individual deal. You can do a session comparison between two different sessions if you want. I just hit the edit at the top there, and then I can save it or delete it. I want to delete this analysis. So now I can start new analysis, info. Oh, look, it takes me to the Fireboard documentation. So that's Analyze. So just to poke around here a few things and show you what's going on. The set point here is red. You can adjust it from the app. the auger is red, you can adjust it into manual mode if you want to take it away from what it is. The mode is running. You can put it to manual mode by clicking here. And just to show you that, here I'm going to click the mode here, click manual or off, other than running. If I click the auger, set speed manually, look, manual mode disables the set point. Don't want to do that. Cancel. Set point over here. If I touch that, then I can set the temperature, and then okay. This is just the pit temperature, whichever slot that you have. Mine's set, of course, to channel 7, which is the regular pit temperature probe that's all time mounted into the cook chamber. You can share this cook with somebody else if you click this button here. So it just gives a link to the Fireboard page. And then this button here, detail, if we click that, it goes to detail of all of the different probes. If I click the hamburger over here and say show all, now you can see it shows all the probes, even though some of them are no longer connected, as such as channel 3 at this point in the cook, and channel 7, and even the spark probes here, internal and external probe on the spark. But I like to just show active if I want to look at that, but I spend most of my time in chart mode. So here we go. I can show the pit, or you see spark here with this piece, and I can show all the spark temperatures that I have done today. You can see that all of my probes are still listed up here. Pork butt is there, it's 201.5. It's about ready to pull off. Down here you can see the details of my cook. All right, so there's the pork butt probe, which is channel 1, channel 3, which was the smaller chunk, channel 7, which is the pit probe of all time, speed of the auger, and the set point on the pit. You can see I started off the pit at 225 and then turned it up to 275, and as the auger started out at 100%, and then it dropped down while it was igniting, and then I turned it up to 275, and once the ignition was over, then the auger jumped up again and really started pouring the coals to it, and then it got right up here to close to temperature, leveled out, and then I put the meat on and plugged in the probes here. So then going along, you can see the consistency of the pellets, both the chips and the pellets here. You can see that here I opened the door, it's channel 7, it's pink. I opened the door, you can see the temperature drop. You can see the auger go up, and then I took some temperatures with the spark at 11:45 a.m. If we go back and click on the spark here, you can see that 11:42 rather a.m. and the temperatures that I measured. And click back here to go back to the Fireboard, and then you see I was doing the video here and I fooled around and changed the set point back down to 225 with whatever it did. You see the auger percentage dropped off, and somewhere along the way the temperature actually started to decline on the pork butt. So then I realized it, turned the temperature back up to 275. The auger jumped up with me. Temperature overcompensated, came back up here. I opened the door again, auger went up again, temperature went down because I pulled the probe out of one piece of meat, plugged it into a larger piece of the small pork butt here. That would be channel 3. Notice that the orange, the pork butt, is just staying consistent all the whole time. This other larger piece was less hot than the smaller piece that I had it plugged into. It was more about 180. So I put them in pans at this point and then continued to cook. I got a notification that I took a look and saw that the small pork butt was at 209 degrees here, so I dropped the temperature down to 160. Notice that leveled off completely. Notice that the pork butt kept on rising, getting closer to 200. As they came together here, the pit temperature dropped down towards the 160 mark where I had it set here. And then I got home, pulled the small chunks off of the grill and unplugged the probe for that. So that's why it ends here. Notice the pork butt's still tooling along. I turned it back up to 275. The auger responded and came up here to 60%. Sent some pellets in here, and the temperature overshot by a little bit, and then it's coming back down. So now we're right up here, just above, and we're right at 202 with this pork butt, and that's where we're going. That's our cook for today. It's kind of all over the place, not exactly like I like to do it, but I'm sitting here trying to record 3 videos while I'm and go on vacation. So anyway, sorry about that. If I click drive right here, this is going to change my view again. Right now I'm seeing everything down here, all probes, temperature. So this is pellet control and all probes. If I click this drive here, notice that it turns from red to gray, and it only shows me just the pit controls, the auger speed, set point, and the pit speed. If I click it again, notice that drive turns red, but the background's still gray. And now all I'm looking at are just the probes. If I click it again, now I'm back to all the information again. So those are the 3 screens here. If I wanted to change some settings of the cook itself, if I hit this little hamburger menu over here, I can take a photo at any point during the entire cook. I can add a note about what I did if I want to at different times, and I can edit the session altogether with. So let's start at the bottom and edit the session. What's going on here is, since I'm casting my phone to my computer screen so that I can record this properly, this is causing this to not work properly. It's not allowing me to take a photo or edit the session. But let's go to sessions down here. And if I hit the edit button at the top, then you can see I can change the title. Not 2 forks, but 2 porks. All right. Here it is. Go back. Now I'm loading the session again. There's all my spark temperatures. Add a note. Note time. I can put a channel to it, and then I can type a note over here. Oh, this is a note. All right. I can add a picture from the gallery or add a photo from the camera. It's probably not going to work because I'm casting. And it's going to work. I'm going to go up here to update. Go back to session, dashboard. So my pork butt's at 203 degrees. I'm fixing to go take it off. All right, folks. Well, I'm back again, and you'll notice this is a new cook because I forgot to record how to set alerts on your probes. So I want to start from there. First of all, I'm going to come up here to the top to detail, to where I'm looking at all of the probes that are being in use. Now in this detail section, if I tap over here on the graph part, it's going to give me extra detail on that specific channel from a graphic point of view. And then I can change the time settings here for my graph, current session, last 24 hours, 3 days, 7 days. And that's for the channel itself. Or I can click on this button here and go into the channel management. Or if I back out of this and I'm here at the channel list again, instead of clicking on the graph, I can click over here on the channel, and then I'll go directly into the edit. So now I can click right here on the label and change this to pork butt. Pork butt 1, okay? Because I'm cooking 2 of them, right? So I can get it specific. I can call it whatever I want. I can name it a Disney character. I don't know exactly how many characters you can make in here. Quite a few. All right, but anyway, we're obviously not going to do that. So, and I can manage my notifications here as well. So before I add alert, I'm going to change my notification settings here. I'll tap that. It's going to come in here to the details again. And of course, this goes to my Fireboard account here. And here's my name, my company, my email that I set up. And then here's where I configure my alerts, what my notification tone is, my telephone number for SMS, and my email. So that allows us, I want to hit back here, and then to add new alert, I'm going to go over here and click on the plus symbol or add new alert with my finger. And then it comes in and you can see the max temperature settings or the minimum temperature setting. App notifications, email notifications, SMS, text message, custom start and stop time. That's for the whole entirety of the alert. And then minutes buffer means after it reaches that temp, how do you want me to wait until a certain amount of time, a certain amount of minutes before I alert you for that? So in other words, once it reaches 203 degrees, let me go ahead and type that in here. 203 degrees, then I want you to wait for 2 minutes before you alert me of that. And then minutes repeat means that once it reaches 230 degrees, then I'm going to alert you, and then every 30 minutes I'm going to alert you again. That's kind of a long time, especially in 30 minutes your cook can go way over. So anyway, you don't have to set a minimum temperature. You can if you want. Obviously, if you're cooking, the minimum temperature is not going to ever be reached. You would do that on a rest. If you had like the spark with the probe plugged into the spark and you wanted to rest your brisket or rest your pork butt, and you put the spark probe in it and you wanted to slice it when it was 150 degrees or pull it, whatever, 140 degrees, then you could set that minimum temperature and then it would notify you when it reached that temperature. But anyway, we can have app notifications, email notifications, SMS notifications, the custom start and stop time, a window to which you will receive the alerts in. I don't ever use that, because if I want to know when it's 203 degrees, then I just want to know when it's 203 degrees. Now we have the max alert set. Why would you add multiple alerts? Well, say you wanted to wrap your brisket or wrap your pork butt or whatever at 175 degrees. We go in here and add a new alert. We set a secondary alert for 175 degrees. I'm going to send an SMS notification, and with that, I'm going to hit the back button here. There it is. And there's my text message telling me that my pork butt 1 has exceeded my 175 degree alert. So that's how that works, and I hope that was helpful as well. Right, I just want to take a moment and go to the websites here. I'm going to link the websites down below in the details description of this video, but it can be maybe a little confusing the first time you go, so you'll know. Here I'm at the homepage of Lone Star Grills, and the best place to get the information for your Lone Star Grills pellet smoker is the lonestargrillz.com website. Everything you need to know is in the pellet smoker instructions. So how can I get there? I can either go to shop and go to pellet smokers, or I can just scroll down here and go to pellet smokers over here. It doesn't matter. Choose a smoker. They're both, like I said, other than the size, they're the same, and scroll down through all of the shopping and the options and come to the pellet smoker instructions. We're going to hit that. It's going to open a new tab for me, and then it's going to have everything you need to know here. Seasoning your new pellet smoker, the flip through board that I showed you at the beginning of this video. They've got all of the screenshots of it here. If you lose it or throw it away or something and you need to have that quick draw information again, there it is. Care and maintenance, how to clean it, that kind of thing, how to operate it. That's a good whole overview. And then it goes into specifics: cold smoke mode, pit probe offsets, auger speed adjustment, control channel. I'm not going to go right down through this, but even to creating your fireboard, activating your fireboard, it's got FAQs for almost everything in here, as you'll see. Connect to Bluetooth troubleshooting, special tips for Androids. They can be a little bit more difficult at times. I run an Android. I didn't have any problems with it whatsoever. Connecting to Wi-Fi, how to reset your Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi troubleshooting, signal strengths. I want to point out here that the signal strength for the Bluetooth actually is like 60 to 100 feet with walls. So I lost my internet connectivity the other day. The fiber line got cut out in the yard, and so I didn't have internet for 4 days. I disconnected my fireboard from the Wi-Fi and ran it off of Bluetooth and did this whole cook with it over the weekend last weekend. So anyway, no worries, no problems. Going back down here, connecting Wi-Fi again, dashboard chart view, detail view, drive programs, creating a drive program. So everything that you need to know to use your Lone Star Grills pellet smoker is here in these instructions. If you want to get a little bit deeper information or just see what Fireboard has to say, there's all the good stuff. Look, alcohol consumption and drug use can increase the affection of carbon monoxide poisoning, just in case you didn't know. What your warranty is from Lone Star Grills on your pellet smoker. And that's their website. So, and then the Fireboard Labs website, if you go to fireboard.com, fireboard.io is where you'd go to register your pellet grill controller and make your account and all the other kind of stuff. That's what controls the Fireboard cloud. But anyway, I'm just gonna, you can surf around here and look at all of these different controllers and everything. It works with Amazon and everything else. There's your local Fireboard team up in Kansas City. You know, if you call up support, you will probably be talking to one of these folks right here, good folks. If I go down to the bottom to the knowledge base, it's going to open up a new tab for me, and then I got quick links to go to different things, but I'm just going to go to get started, and here's all of the Fireboard documentation for their Fireboard controller. Now this old Fireboard FBX11, that was the original Fireboard that they don't make anymore. Now the Fireboard 2 is what we use, so you can ignore that. Here's all the FAQs on and operation of the Fireboard Spark. If you want to go learn more about the Spark, what we have is the Fireboard 2 series. There's 3 different controllers. A Fireboard 2, which is what we have in the Lone Star Grillz pellet smoker. There's the Fireboard Drive, which has an extra port if you're going to add a fan onto your Weber or something like that. You would buy the Fireboard Drive. And then there's a Fireboard 2 Pro, which uses advanced probing with that has different connectors and everything on it. So if you really need to get super duper accurate on your temperature readings, I don't know why in barbecue you would need to get any more accurate than what the Fireboard 2 gives you. However, that's an option. So anyway, the Fireboard app and cloud stuff here, a lot of the stuff that I went over today, you can read more about it here if you want. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, account stuff. Here's the section on the Yoder controller I told you was different. That's what it looks like. You have 2 probe ports on here, and I'm not bashing the Yoder controller. It's still a Fireboard. It does everything that you connects to the app. You can use the app to do everything that you want. It just only has 2 probe ports on it, and is a little bit more simple from the thing. You just have the knob on and off and the knob. So you don't have all the different screens and everything else that you get with the pellet drive set up on the Lone Star Grillz pellet smoker. So anyway, here's things that a lot of this stuff you won't even need to know, fan installation and drive blowers and stuff, unless you're going to connect a Fireboard 2 to your, like I said, your Weber kettle or your Big Green Egg or something like that. This explains the different probes, the probe types. You have the thermistor probes with the 4 ridges on them. These RTD probes are from the original Fireboard. You don't have to worry about those. I nerded out on this and went through all of this and tried to figure it all out and tried to figure what can I do. But probe care and maintenance, how to clean soapy cloth with warm water, maintenance care of your probes, 6-month warranty on all the probes, probe FAQ if you want to know more things about the different probes that they sell. I've got all of the probes that they sell. I might do an extra video on the probes alone. Anyway, troubleshooting for your Fireboard 2. If there's anything that goes wrong with your Fireboard 2, you might come here first. How to do a factory reset, what to do in the case of water damage, all of those types of things. So that's all explained here, and you can always go up and contact support after you search the knowledge base and all the other kind of stuff. You can contact them. So here we go. These are the websites. I'll link them below in the description. Go use them, have fun. Read all of it 4 times while you're waiting on your Lone Star Grillz to be shipped. So on to the next. All right, so here's a wrap up for the controller video. I've shown you the controller, I've shown you the app, and I've shown you the website. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it will help you to make a decision if you're on the fence about whether you want to be part of the Lone Star Grillz family or not. And frankly, there's no other controller out there that has the features that the Fireboard 2 has. The Fireboard Spark, I might do a whole nother video just on the Spark, just because I think that thing is so incredible. Like I said, there's other instant read thermometers out there, but this is an instant read thermometer that has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and goes in the app and has things, temperatures that are listed within the cook itself. If you're into those kind of things, then it's a no-brainer at $150. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything else like that. And as always, you can reach out to Fireboard. Their support technicians are top-notch. They know their products like the back of their hand. They can really help. And but there's not much need. Their documentation is fantastic on the FAQs. and their controller is very simple and intuitive to use. So constant temperatures, good smoke. The controller is a beast. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, and look at these videos and let me know what you think about those too. Thanks.